Hello everyone, welcome back to my craft room. Today I'm going to make another card using Perfectly Plaid. This is a lovely stamp set that has lots of trees in it and a coordinating punch. Called a pine tree punch, funnily enough. And the tree I'm going to use today is this one. And this one is a kind of what we call a distinctive type stamp because it has a depth to it. Can you see there are lighter areas and darker areas? So I'll be interested to see. I've not used it yet, so let's see how it comes out. And I'm kind of going to create a sort of a scene. And to do the background to my set, I'm going to use this mountain stamp here from the Waterfront set, and this is a gorgeous set. We had such fun when we used it at Stamp and Sip. You can make some gorgeous cards with this. We made sunny cards with a beach and sea, and then we did a forest scene. Really useful. So let's get on. Now I'm going to make a 5 7/8 by 5 7/8 card. You will have seen me make these before and heard me say that this is the size of card that I sell at craft fairs. And I've got a piece of Whisper White that is going to mat onto there, and this is what I'm going to do my stamping with. So let's go now. I'm going to do some stamping on a separate piece as well. Now, let's do the background. Now, for the background, I'm going to use Seaside Spray. Now, I'm definitely going to need to cover up my little desk. I'm going to no doubt be making a bit of a mess. So let's go. Right. So I definitely want to do second bit stamping there, don't I? Right, so let's get this out of the way. We'll start in there. How about here? Okay, that's that done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with the stamp, and my idea is that I'm going to stamp some here and then I'm going to punch out some and put them in the front. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to shut this ink pad out. And I'm going to bring in shaded spruce. And as they're sort of spruce trees, that's a variety of pine. I thought that was pretty good choice. Oh, I'm stuck to my desk. Right, now these I'm sure I'm definitely going to have to... Oh, I didn't quite ink that up properly, did I? Let me clean my stamp. I've managed to get... This is a very inky stamp pad. It's brand new. I don't think I've used it very much, so I need to be a bit careful. Oh, they're a bit dark, aren't they? Oh, that's better. Right. So I sometimes find when you have a new stamp, you do have to stamp it a few times for it to kind of get seasoned a bit. Oh, that's better. See, it's getting better all the time. we go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my piece of Whisper White and I'm going to stamp a whole load more trees, and this time I'm going to make them a bit lighter, so hopefully, yeah, hopefully I don't know how many I'm going to need, so I'm just filling the page up and then we'll see how many I actually use when I put the card together. There we go. Right, so let me bring in my punch. I'll turn that over because it's a bit distracting, isn't it, having those there. Can you see? It cuts out that shape beautifully. Now I will, I think, chop the bottom off because I don't need a white trunk, do I? Okay, so let's cut those out. Now let me bring in my card. Oh yeah, look at that. Brill. Oh look, I'm pleased with that. Right, let me cut these trunks off because we don't need those. Definitely don't need those. So just snipping across the bottom there like that. And let me get rid of these bits because they're going to get in the way. Okay. Cool. I think that looks lovely. I'm very pleased with that. Now, shall I put that one there and chop that end off? I think that might look better. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Nice. So let me glue those in place. And then I'm going to start with that one. And then this one. This one I'm going to move up a bit and like there. Oops. And I'll chop that end off, and I'm going to do the same on this side as well. Okay. That's a bit wonky, but that's alright. Trees are not always straight, are they? Just let that dry a minute, and then I'll get my snips back out again. I'm just going to... Now, I'm not going to put a sentiment on this card. I'm just going to leave it blank. I'll put the sentiment I will put inside. So now, if you've got bits that overlap your card, you're better off turning your card over and cutting it from the other side, because then you've got a straight line to cut up against. Now, that doesn't mean to say I will get this straight, because I can't cut a straight line. I'm hopeless at it, but we will have a go. Well, that's not bad. So turn that upside down so I got that straight line. Pretty good. Oh, I'm pleased with that. Now, I said I wasn't going to put a sentiment on it, but should I put Merry Christmas on it? Let me have a think. I could, couldn't I? Now, there's a Merry Christmas that comes with the stamp, and I could put that down here, just in that corner. Now, I've cut a strip of designer series paper, but I don't know that I don't know that I like that. I don't know. What do you think? With or without? Do you know, I'm not going to bother. I think I'm just going to put Merry Christmas here, and then I'm going to put some sparkle on it, I think. So, this is risky. Very risky. Now, do I stamp straight onto the card, or do I go and find a punch and get a punch shape? I'm going to get a punch shape, so just bear with me a minute while I go to my punch shapes. What one should I use that one? What do you reckon? I think that's a bit big. I'm going to stop the camera for a moment and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back, and I found the timeless label punch, and that fits the sentiment very nicely indeed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp this on a piece of Whisper White. Doesn't matter if it's on the wonk, because I'm going to punch it out. Lovely. And then I'm going to get my punch. You see, that fits in there really, really nicely. Beautiful. Could be made for it, couldn't it? Here we go. Right, so bring in my card base. Oops. Right, now I'll put that on there. I definitely think it needs a bit of something at the bottom. So, here's the bit of plaid that I already had. I think that's quite nice. Right, so I could put that on there. And then, do you remember, I think I punched out an extra tree. I stamped and punched an extra tree. Now I wonder where that's gone. There we go, an extra tree. How about if I put that on there, and then I'll put that tree there to go amongst that forest of trees up there. I think that's a plan. So let's go for it. So let's put our bit of DSP, and have you noticed this designer series paper? On this side it's got lots of the trees. Oh, I could have punched some of those out actually, because they've got stalks on, and they will fit the punch anyway. I'm going to put that on there. Get it straight, Wendy. I'm not gonna pop the sentiment up, but I will pop the tree up, I think. Excuse me. Now where have my dimensionals gone? They always go walkabout when you want them, don't they? Well, there weren't many, so I'll get a new packet out. Ooh, a new packet of dimensionals. Here we go. Right, so let's pop that up. So, pop that on there. Cool. Right, lovely. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a little bit of bling on here. Now, I had my box of bling. There we go. Sorry if I'm getting my head in the way. Okay, so let's just get some of these little ones, I think, and we're just going to put a little bit of sparkle in between these trees. Not really anywhere but in particular, just where it takes me fancy. And what I'll do is I'll pop one just over that eye. That's good. And you know what I've forgotten to do? I've forgotten to put my mat onto my base card. So let me bring in my base card. Oh, that looks nice on there. Very pleased with that. Right, so let's just get some glue. Attach this to my card. And you see we've made a nice little wintry scene, haven't we? Okay. Do you think it needs a little bow or something? A little linen bow on there? What do you reckon? Let's just try one and see what it looks like. I always have my linen thread close at hand. I find it's one that I go to a lot. Oh, now let me just show you. Do you know the bunny ears method of tying a bow? It's the way I always do it, at any rate. And it's I was going to say almost foolproof, but you can never tell when you're filming what's going to happen. So let's just give it a little bit of a manipulate. I don't want it very big. I want it quite quite small. In fact, I want it quite tiny. What do you reckon? Now, I think it needs to go on the tree if I'm going to have it at all. And I'm not sure if I am going to have it. Oh, I could put it there, couldn't I? Right, let's bring in my little my glue dots. I'm going to make that even tinier so it doesn't overlap the Merry Christmas. So just pull it so the bows are really small. Where are my glue dots gone? Oh, there they are. And all you need to do is to put your bow, can you see the glue dot on there? You probably can't actually. Just putting that onto the glue dot, and then I'm going to pull it off with a pokey tool. Like so. Alright. And now I'm going to put that just there, like so. Cool. Good. Snips to snip off the ends. And this is where our snips come in really handy because they're nice and sharp. And you can cut the thinnest of stuff. There we go. So there we have it. There is another card using the Perfectly Plaid stamp set and very little designer series paper, and I also added in the Waterfront card to make the background. What do you think? It's a bit unusual, isn't it? Well, anyway, I quite like it. So I will post the details of the sizes and the stamp sets and everything I've used on a blog post, and I'll put a link for that down below. And if you haven't subscribed before, please do, because I will be making more videos. Thank you very much. Bye.